Perfect competition. Detailed Topic 1. Introduction. Perfect competition is an important concept in microeconomics that describes a market structure where no single buyer or seller has the power to influence the price of a product. Prices are determined purely by the forces of demand and supply. It is considered the most efficient form of market structure, as it ensures maximum consumer and producer welfare. While perfect competition is largely theoretical, it helps economists understand how prices and output would behave in an ideal environment without market imperfections. 2. Meaning of perfect competition. Perfect competition refers to a market situation in which there are a very large number of buyers and sellers dealing in a homogeneous product, and no single participant can influence the market price. All firms are price takers, meaning they accept the market price as given. In this market, the role of competition is so intense that economic profits tend to zero in the long run. Third main assumptions of perfect competition. Large number of buyers and sellers. The number of buyers and sellers is so large that the output of a single seller or the purchase of a single buyer has no noticeable effect on the overall market supply or demand. Homogeneous products. The goods sold by all firms are identical in quality, features, and utility. This means buyers have no preference for the product of one seller over another. Free entry and exit of firms can freely enter or leave the market without restrictions. This ensures that in the long run, firms earn only normal profit. Perfect knowledge. Buyers and sellers have complete information about prices, quality, and availability of the product across the market. Perfect mobility of factors. Factors of production, such as labor and capital, can move freely from one occupation to another, and from one location to another. Absence of government intervention. Prices and quantities are determined solely by market forces without price controls, subsidies, or restrictions. No transportation costs. It is assumed there are no costs of transporting goods, ensuring that prices remain uniform throughout the market. Fourth, price determination under perfect competition. In a perfectly competitive market, price is determined by the interaction of demand and supply. Individual firms' perspective. The firm is a price taker. It can sell any quantity of goods at the prevailing market price. The demand curve for the firm is perfectly elastic, horizontal, at the market price. Industry perspective. The industry supply curve and market demand curve intersect at the equilibrium price. Diagram explanation. The market equilibrium is where the aggregate demand curve, downward sloping, intersects the aggregate supply curve, upward sloping. Individual firms adjust output to match this price, producing where marginal cost, MC, equals marginal revenue, MR, which is equal to price, P. 5. Equilibrium of the firm. Short run. Firms can make supernormal profits, normal profits, or incur losses depending on their cost structure. The equilibrium occurs where MC equals MR and MC is rising. Long run, free entry and exit ensure that all firms earn only normal profit. In the long run, P equals MC equals MR equals AC, and firms operate at the lowest point of their average cost curve. 6. Advantages of perfect competition. Efficient allocation of resources. Resources are allocated in a way that maximizes total welfare. Consumer sovereignty. Buyers get goods at the lowest possible price without exploitation. Maximum output at minimum cost. Firms operate at the most efficient scale. No advertising costs. Since products are identical, firms do not waste resources on marketing. Transparency. Perfect knowledge ensures no hidden costs or unfair practices. 7. Disadvantages of perfect competition. Unrealistic assumptions. True. Perfect competition rarely exists in the real world. No incentive for innovation. Identical products and zero long-term profits mean firms have little motivation to innovate. Homogeneous products. Lack of variety may reduce consumer satisfaction. No role for non-price competition. Factors like brand image or product differentiation are absent. 8. Real-world relevance and examples. While a fully perfect competitive market does not exist in practice, certain markets come close. Agricultural markets, wheat, rice, vegetables, in rural areas often display features of perfect competition. Foreign exchange markets, where identical currency units are traded under transparent conditions. Economists use the model as a benchmark to compare real-world market structures like monopoly, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly. 9. Conclusion. Perfect competition is a theoretical ideal where efficiency is maximized, prices reflect true costs, and both consumers and producers operate under full knowledge. While no real